Hello D&D people of the internet, it's me Max from Maximus Miniature back with another video, and in today's video we're going over mixture classes in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Now, mixture classes can do a little bit of everything. Every single one of them has some form of combat prowess. Every single one of them has some form of magical abilities. Most of them have some form of healing powers and support powers. They can kind of do it all, just not nearly as good as the other ones that specialize in it. So, with that out of the way, let's get right into the video. Hello there, my name is Philip, and I am a paladin. Paladins are righteous warriors who follow a god or believe in an ideal so much that they develop divine powers. As a paladin, you will have a D10 hit die, which puts you on par hit point wise with the fighter. Your main ability is Smite, the ability to sacrifice spell slots so that your attacks can deal even more damage. Your capstone is dependent upon your subclass, so let's get into them. First off, the Ancients. Paladins of the Ancients are druid paladins, protecting nature. Their capstone ability turns them into a quite literal force of nature. Devotion paladins. Devotion paladins are paladins devout and amazing, strict followers of law and order. Devotion paladins become an absolute terror on the battlefield, particularly for fiends and undead, and once they reach level 20. Vengeance paladins are paladins who go out into the world hunting for those who commit evil sin. Any vengeance paladins that reach level 20 have the power to quite literally become an angel temporarily. What is it, Hound? Pardon him. Oathbreaker paladins are paladins who broke their solemn oath to their lord or god. Oathbreaker paladins at level 20 emit an aura of darkness whenever they see fit. Crown paladins are paladins so devoutly blessed by their nation or governmental body that they have developed powers. At level 20, they become a force to be reckoned with on the battlefield, bolstering their allies along with them. Conquest paladins, similar to crown paladins, go out and smite chaos. Conquest paladins, at level 20, similar to crown paladins, become a terror on the battlefield in many of similar ways, but instead of bolstering their allies too, they just bolster themselves even more. Redemption paladins believe that in no way whatsoever is someone too far gone. They believe anyone is capable of redemption. Redemption paladins at level 20 become an absolute chore to deal with improved criticals and resistances to all damage. Glory paladins are warriors who believe that they have a divine right to be the center of attention. They wish to become legends and go down in history, and their final abilities help them with that by allowing them to hit when they miss and giving them advantages on charisma. And finally, the Watchers are an elite band of heroes who stand guard between the material plane and the outside elemental chaoses. All Watchers stand guard for the material plane, and we owe our lives to them. A paladin is meant to be a front and center fighter with some innate healing capabilities. Yes, Hound? Do you wish to go outside this building? I shall grant your wish. Is that so? As a paladin, you are a destructive beast. Never forget that. Hello there, adventurer. I am Randy, and I am a ranger. Rangers are hunters, strategists, and survivalists who live between civilization and the wilderness. We stand guard, keeping the wilderness from ever encroaching too far into civilization. As a ranger, you are going to have a hit die of a d10, putting you on par with the paladin and the fighter. Your main ability is the natural / deft explorer. Natural explorer gives you certain areas that you are familiar with, and as such get advantages while passing through them. And deft explorer just gives you some basic abilities that can be used in any area. Remember, natural explorer has specific abilities for specific areas. Deft explorer can be used anywhere. Your capstone ability is Foe Slayer, which allows you to add your wisdom modifier once per turn to either your attack roll or your damage roll. Little underwhelming, that one. Next up is your subclass, Beastmaster. Beastmaster is really not all that great. I honestly don't recommend it unless you're using the new Tasha's Cauldron of Everything rules that allow you to choose a primal companion rather than a real life one. I'll explain in a ranger video in more detail. Hunters are hunters. They're better at hunting things. Gloomstalkers are stealthy, ambushing rangers who live in the darkest places of the world. Horizon Walkers are space cops. They jump between dimensions, particularly through the ethereal plane, and have basic teleportation powers. The Monster Slayer is the hunter, but particularly really good at slaying monsters. That's the simple of it. The Fey Wanderer is a ranger who has been touched by the Feywild and as such has Feywild powers. And the Swarm Keeper can summon swarms of bees to fight with them. That's just terrifying. Imagine you're just walking through the woods, you're just part of a pack of orcs, you're just chilling in the woods, waiting to kill the next person, and then out of nowhere, a dude screaming with a sword in hand comes running at you with a swarm of bees. So, overall, Ranger does have its limitations. But if you build it properly, Ranger can be one of the most amazing classes in the game, whether you stand back and fight from a ranged area, or are a frontline fighter with a sword like I am. You also have spells, which is a neat feature. So, Rangers can really be whatever you need them to be. Just always remember, you're a hunter at heart, and a hunter you always will be. Hello there. My name is Barry, and I am a blood hunter. Blood hunters are a secretive order of folk who study an ancient dark form of magic known as blood magic. We use our dark powers for good, though. Don't worry. As a blood hunter, you get a d10 hit die, which puts you on par with the ranger, paladin, and fighter. The blood hunter has an ability that has the main ability of Blood Maledict. Blood Maledict allows us to sacrifice our own vitality to curse enemies with multiple different blood curses. All sorts of things from making them rise from the dead upon dying and attacking their friends one last time, all the way to making them blow up like a balloon covered in pustules. There's nothing wrong with us, don't worry. Our capstone ability is Sogwin Mastery. Sogwin Mastery allows us to, first off, whenever we have to roll what's called a Hemocraft die to take damage in order to activate one of our blood maledicts, we can choose to roll it a second time and take the number of our choice. So that way, if we roll a lower number, we can choose that over the higher number. Also, it allows us to regain one of our limited uses of blood maledicts through the, whenever we get a critical, that is. Our subclasses are as follows. Ghost Slayer. You're proficient with killing the undead monsters of the night. Lycans inject themselves with lycanthropic blood, and as such can turn into horrifying mutations of darkness. Mutants drink all sorts of elixirs to empower themselves with dark capabilities. And profane souls swear their souls away to higher powers in exchange for magic. Every single blood hunter is unique. Depending on which subclass you choose, you can fill a variety of different roles. Depending on which blood curse you take, you can fill a variety of different roles. You can choose healing powers. You can choose combat-oriented powers. You can be a ranged fighter. You can be an upfront fighter. One final note about the Blood Hunter. Just like the Mystic, we are unofficial content. We are the brainchild of the brilliant Matt Mercer. And due to that, we are unofficial. Maybe one day we will get our own entry in a book. But for now, we are just imaginative figments. So, as always, with the unofficial content, you cannot use it in Adventures League, and you must consult your DM before writing up a character. So, that was my guide to Mixture Classes in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. As always, if you enjoyed, please consider liking, subscribing, sharing with a couple friends, and leaving a comment about what you want to see in the future. This has been Max from Maximus Miniature. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.